Republicans are announcing an investigation into Joe Biden. I'm Kristi Leigh, and that's coming up on today's Daily Brief. Plus, President Biden is disputing President Zelensky's claim that a deadly explosion in Poland did not come from a Ukrainian missile, after Biden says even more money over. Is the media hyping up the feud between Trump and DeSantis? Hear from the Florida governor. And now that Governor Greg Abbott has been reelected in Texas, is he emboldened to take more action at the border? Starting today with what seems like business as usual for the GOP, Senator Mitch McConnell is reelected as Senate Minority Leader despite a challenge from Senator Rick Scott of Florida, a disappointing result for those hoping for a Republican shakeup and more aggressive leadership. But not so fast. Republicans are already announcing an investigation into Joe Biden. Reps James Comer and Jim Jordan are alleging that President Biden was actively involved in overseas business dealings alongside his son Hunter.
This is an investigation of Joe Biden, the President of the United States, and why he lied to the American people about his knowledge and participation in his family's international business schemes. National security interests require the committee conduct investigation, and we will pursue all avenues that have long been ignored. Committee Republicans have uncovered evidence of federal crimes committed by and to the benefit of members of the president's family. These include conspiracy or defrauding the United States, wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, violation of the Foreign Agents Registration Act, violations of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, violations of the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, tax evasion, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit money laundering.
The deadly explosion in Poland narrative continues to change after some say legacy media nearly got us into World War III, being swift to blame Russia. More evidence is coming forward that's not what happened. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky continues to say the missile that killed 2 in Poland was not from Ukraine. But now even Biden is contradicting him. Now Biden might be disputing Zelensky, but don't get so hasty. Ukraine still needs more of our money. Tucker breaks down just how much and why the media's parroting of Zelensky's narrative is the very definition of dangerous misinformation.
With that in mind, it would have been worth pausing for a moment in skepticism when you saw that story in your phone yesterday about how Russia had bombed Poland. Poland is a member of NATO, the North American Treaty Organization. So are we. That means if Russia were to attack NATO, then we could very easily be obligated to attack Russia back. Russia has the largest nuclear arsenal in the world. So that would be inevitably, by definition, World War III. Hundreds of people might die. Shortly after this fake news of this fake Russian missile attack appeared on the AP wire, the White House demanded another $37 billion in funding for Ukraine. So that raises the question, where does that put us? What's the total that we've sent to Ukraine so far? Well, in just 9 months, the Biden administration has committed a total of $91 billion to Ukraine at a time when our border's still open and our economy is degrading fast. So how much is that? Well, as Glenn Greenwald pointed out today, $91 billion is twice the average annual U.S. expenditure during our own war in Afghanistan. $91 billion is 33% more than the entire annual military budget of the entire country of Russia.
Well, mainstream media keeps trying to spark the flames of a feud between Trump and DeSantis with headlines like Trump versus DeSantis. Republicans predict blood on the floor. Here's what Florida's governor has to say.
Look, I think we just finished this election. Okay, people just need to chill out a little bit on some of this stuff. I mean, seriously, we just ran an election.
President Trump has expressed frustration. DeSantis hasn't outright said he will not be running for president in 2024. Texas Governor Greg Abbott continues busing immigrants out of Texas. According to the New York Post, 31 passengers were sent off to Philadelphia, but a few were dropped off along the way, and many were picked up and taken elsewhere upon arrival. The Philadelphia mayor is slamming the governor of Texas, saying he is playing with people's lives. Meanwhile, no criticism for the president's inaction at the border. The bus is expected to be the first of many bringing immigrants to Philadelphia. Today's takeaways. It looks like GOP leadership isn't changing, but there is some hope for those wanting accountability. As Republicans announce their first investigation, Joe Biden. Well, World War III was avoided. For now, money continues to flow to Ukraine, despite Zelensky's unverifiable accusations against Russia. Governor DeSantis is chilling the supposed flaming feud he has with President Trump, and Texas Governor Abbott has no plan to stop busing out immigrants. To learn more, be sure to go to AmericanFaith.com and subscribe to our daily newsletter. For American Faith, news you can trust, I'm Kristi.